In the news this week, breaking up the supermarket duopoly, Western Australians having their say on cost of living solutions and increased competition. A WAMN News exclusive.
Firearm reforms. Early results show the government's gun buyback scheme is a success as One Nation prepares to fight the new laws. And more than $2 million worth of weapons, cash and guns have been seized during police operations against money laundering. And later, Dr. Andrew Miller's comment.
This is The Evening News with Ivan Loon and Maliva Thorne.
Good evening. An exclusive WAMN News opinion poll is currently underway seeking your views on whether you believe it's time to break up the supermarket duopoly. The question is, would you support the notion of breaking up the Coles and Woolworths duopoly as a means to reduce your cost of living? So far, more than 70% of participants are open to changing the status quo, while just over 20% oppose the idea, believing that breaking up the duopoly won't make much difference. The opinion poll will continue until next weekend. Here's Peter Kennedy with his take of the initial results.
WAMN's ongoing poll clearly shows that the major supermarket giants have a big image problem. A big majority of those who've responded would like to see the giants broken up. Why? Because they believe that the prices are too high. Not only that, but they're also some of the prices for suppliers have been forced down too low. In other words, the majors are using their powerful position to exploit buyers, but also to exploit providers. So there's a clear message there for the major stores, and that is you've got to improve your image. I mean, Woolworths didn't help their image earlier this year when they decided with the Australia Day issue that they weren't going to sell any Australia Day merchandise. The majors also got into difficulty last year over the referendum, deciding to back the yes case. I mean, that's fine if they had consulted their shareholders and their customers, but they didn't. And of course, the majority of shareholders and the majority of customers clearly voted in support of no in the referendum. So the majors have a major problem, and the message may well be stick to the knitting. But as far as the ongoing poll by WAMN is concerned, it clearly shows that there's a lack of sympathy for the majors. They believe they should be broken up, and it'll be interesting to see the final results. Peter Kennedy, WAMN News.
Perth's firearms scheme has seen promising results, with many firearms now handed over to police. However, not all agree with the new laws about to be put in place, with One Nation fighting against the new firearm laws, saying it's not fair for law-abiding firearm users. Paige Reid has this report.
It's been just over a week since the Cook government introduced the firearm buyback scheme, and many firearms have already been handed in. The new scheme aims to take firearms off WA Street and comes in light of a 15-year-old boy being sentenced for firing shots in a school in Two Rocks. He was given a 3-year jail sentence. This $63 million scheme comes part of a new Firearms Act that the Cook government hopes to implement later this year.
A lot of changes to the laws. It's the first time the Act's been rewritten in 50 years. We're adopting the National Firearms Agreement, John Howard's National Firearms Agreement principle that ownership of a firearm in Australia is a privilege, and that privilege is conditional on public safety.
The new Act aims to place more restrictions on owning firearms and seeing that less firearms are out on Perth streets. However, not everyone agrees, with One Nation Senator Pauline Hanson saying this new law will hinder law-abiding firearm users.
Let law-abiding Australians, especially farmers, have their firearms. Go after the criminals by all means, but don't restrict law-abiding firearm owners having their firearms.
In response, the police minister says that's not going to happen and the law will be the law.
Western Australians don't want American-style gun culture in our state. That is a fact. Most Western Australians think there should be a limit on how many guns an individual can own. Some people think there should be unlimited guns for everyone. We don't agree.
Paige Reid, WAMN News.
Hi there. Are you looking for a new home or want to refinance your car mortgage to get a better rate? At AA Finance Solutions, we have the expertise and knowledge to help you to find the right loan for your needs and budgets. Contact us today. Let us help you to make your home ownership dream a reality.
AA Finance Solutions, your local mortgage broker.
Police have charged 7 individuals after seizing $2.2 million worth of guns, money and drugs. The Gang Crime Squad, Serious and Organised Crime Division detectives and Mandarin detectives conducted the joint operation, resulting in charges against 1 woman and 6 men. The seizure occurred during an investigation into a money and drug laundering syndicate. In a Forestfield car park, authorities intercepted a car on January 30th, discovering over $500,000 in cash hidden in a duffel bag. A 35-year-old man was arrested and charged with handling proceeds of crime. Further investigations led to 10 search warrants in the Southern Metropolitan area, revealing 2 handguns, 2 kilograms of MDMA, a silencer, a kilogram of meth, and additional cash, cannabis, and cocaine. A 26-year-old woman and 4 men aged between 26 and 46 faces charges related to theft and drug offences. The investigation remains ongoing, with police expecting more charges. Authorities urge anyone with information to contact Crime Stoppers.
The WA Liberals announced a reshuffle of the Shadow Ministry following the demotion of MLC Steve Thomas due to his attempt to reach out to disgraced ex-Premier Brian Burke. At a press conference this week, WA Liberal leader Libby Medham spoke to press about the reshuffling of the Shadow Ministry. Some of the most significant roles have been changed, with Ms Medham herself holding the health, mental health and prevention of family and domestic violence portfolios, while MLC Steve Martin is now Deputy Leader of the WA Liberal Party, as well as the Housing, Forestry, Planning and Land Shadow Minister. MLC Neil Thompson now holds the Treasury and Environment Shadow portfolios, while Peter Collier is the Leader of the Opposition in the Legislative Council and holds the Police, Corrective Services and Culture and the Arts portfolios. Other MPs such as Dion Sidmer, Donna Faragher, Merrimie Beard, Dr David Honey and Steve Thomas all received different portfolios.
I believe these changes are proportionate. They reflect the matters that happened in the past week, and I'm very confident about our team going forward.
The WA government has announced a prohibition of non-compostable coffee cups and lids across the state. The implementation, following a 12-month transitional period for retailers and businesses, marks the second stage of WA's groundbreaking plans for plastics. Under the new regulations, single-use plastic-lined coffee cups and lids will be phased out, with compostable paperboard cups exempt from the ban. The move aims to drastically reduce single-use plastics, with hot beverage cups alone accounting over 154 million items annually. The state government emphasised an educational-first approach before enforcement, collaborating closely with retailers and consumers to facilitate a smooth transition. Businesses are encouraged to embrace environmentally friendly alternatives, with support provided through initiatives like the WA Plastic Free Place program.
This is an excellent move for the environment, because we know that plastic persists in the environment for decades and decades and decades. It gets into the food chain, it breaks down, but it stays in the environment for a long, long time. Anything we can do to reduce plastics in our environment is a good thing.
A 28-year-old man from Lockridge faces multiple charges following a dramatic car chase on Roe Highway. The incident unfolded at around 10:20 a.m. on Tuesday, when a woman stopped to use her phone on Nangara Road. Allegedly, the man approached the vehicle and threatened her with an axe, demanding she exit. The chase ensued after he was cited by police for allegedly driving the stolen green Mazda on Roe Highway in Forestfield. Police pursued the car through suburbs including Lexia and Ellenbrook until it crashed into a fence on Amazon Drive in Beachborough. The accused attempted to flee but was apprehended, with the police helicopter capturing the entire chase. The man has been charged with armed robbery, stealing, driving without authorisation, trespassing and reckless driving. The man appeared in the Midland Magistrates Court on February the 28th.
And now here's Dr. Andrew Miller with his weekly medical and news commentary.
Hi, thanks for your time. After the excitement of Taylor Swift last week, I find myself in Singapore this week. Obviously, on this occasion, not following Taylor around, but up here for the World Federation anaesthesia meeting, which is the gathering of the anaesthesia nerds from around the world to talk about innovations and how to keep anaesthesia and surgery safe in all sorts of different resourced environments. So that's an exciting place to be. The general message is that we can never relax. We have to always be driving standards forward and always be making sure that money doesn't come before health. And I think that that's a really important message for our community as a whole. There's no point having lots and lots of money in your society if you're unhealthy. And for us as individuals as well, I think the pursuit of a contented life involves being able to stick around, to support your family over time, and to be healthy and happy into old age. And we have the tools available to us, but we're just not always dedicated all the time to making sure that we look after our long-term health, both as a community and as individuals. So one of the best things you can do, long-term relationship with the GP who gets to know you, all sorts of things going on inside their head whilst they're just having that chat with you and checking the blood pressure and making sure you're going okay, in order to keep an eye on you for the long term. Thanks very much for your time.
Now, speaking of the non-compostable coffee cup ban, Ivan, what are your thoughts?
I don't often drink coffee, you know that. But having said that, though, I always use plastic bottles and reuse them. And of course, containers for change is always a great solution for me. So yes, I'm very conscious about that. What about you? Are you going to bring your own coffee cups in the future?
Maybe, or hopefully they'll provide recyclable cups instead. And now, here's Leo. What's coming up on 6 News tonight?
Thank you very much, guys. The top stories we're following here on 6 News right now. The Dunkley by-election has been called in favour of the Labor Party. They will retain the seat. We called it first here on 6 News, and we'll have what it all means for the government coming up. And multiple people have been arrested during pro-Palestine demonstrations at Mardi Gras, just metres away from New South Wales Premier Chris Minns. Plus, we speak to David Christodoulou, the opposition leader in Queensland, just months away from the Queensland state election. Tune in on the hour, every hour here on 6 News. Tune in via YouTube or on our website, 6newsau.com. For now, though, guys, it's back to you.
Thanks, Leo. And that's our weekly news and current affairs. We have the latest news on our website, wamnnews.com.au.
Remember to subscribe to the WAMN Extra News Club so we can continue our work in the community. Full details on wamnnews.com.au/news/extra. From Melly and myself, wish you good health, good night. See you next Sunday.
Thanks for watching.